everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's pedal review, we're going to be taking a look at the DOD Gunslinger Mosfet Distortion pedal. Coming up. Built to give you a true boutique tone for a crisp and crunchy lead, and clean string separated chords with true Mosfet distortion goodness. Smooth polished metal look, touch sensitive knobs, crisp foot switch, beautiful bright blue LED, and clean looking input jacks. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and unbox this pedal and see what is inside. Inside is the pedal itself, some rubberized feet, a DOD sticker, and some random safety paperwork. So let's look at the Gunslinger. So it has a pretty nice looking finish. Alright, so I'm going to be using my trusty Gibson Faded SG, all stock. So this is how the guitar sounds on a clean dry signal. I'm going to show you guys 5 suggested settings. So the first one is a classic rock tone. So we're going to add the low to about maybe like 8 o'clock. The level at about between 10 and 11. Okay, and now the low is going to be at about maybe 1. And the high at about 11. Alright, so that's a cool setting. Now the second is a little bit more heavier. It's a heavy rock fizz type of tone. So we're going to go ahead and crank up the gain to about 4. And we're leaving the level at about the same. The low is at about 3 o'clock. And the high between 1 and 2. Alright, so it does have a lot of grime to it, so it's a pretty aggressive type of setting. So now let's move on to the next one. This next one is a basic distortion kind of effect. So we're going to add the gain to about 1, leaving the level at about the same, the low at about 2, and the high about 11. Okay, so this one is a little bit more calm. So now let's move on to the next one, which is a chunky low tone. So we're going to add the gain at about maybe 9. Leaving the level at about the same, maybe a little bit more. We're leaving the low the same and the high at about 10. It is a little bit muffled, sort of like throwing a blanket over your amp. It might sound good for a bass or maybe like rhythm guitar, but for lead, I'm not really feeling it. But if you guys are, then there it is. That's the setting for a chunky low tone. Now let's move on to the fifth and final. It's a high gain fuzz. So it's gonna have a lot of treble. So we're gonna basically crank up the gain to about 2 o'clock. Level is gonna be the same. The low, we're gonna bring it down to about maybe 10. And the high to about 2 o'clock. I'm kind of nervous. It sounds pretty aggressive. So this last one is a little bit busy, and it kind of reminds me of a small radio somewhere off in the distance. Out of all 5 settings, I gotta say I really dig the classic rock, the heavy rock fizz, and a little bit of the distortion. It kind of reminds me of that DS1 we all love and grew up with. Alright guys, so my overall thoughts on this pedal is that it's pretty awesome. It gives you a whole chunk of Mosfet distortion. It's true bypass, that the knobs themselves are extremely smooth to the touch. So that means you can dial in your settings precisely. Another cool thing that I like about this pedal is the fact that it's very lightweight compared to other pedals that the enclosure is more heavier than what's inside of it. Another great option is that it works for both guitar and bass. It's an awesome price. I paid about $49.99 brand new. So it's not too clean and it's not too dirty. If you roll down the gain completely, you still get a little bit of grit. And once you crank up the gain, you will get a whole lot of soaring distortion. Again, it has a lot of tone control, so it's a pretty awesome pedal to add to your pedal board. So there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like the tips, the suggested settings, and my crazy guitar licks. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and rock that notification bell to be up to date on future videos on gear, music, lessons, and guitar blogs. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.